All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be one of my favorite series that we ever do right here, and we're going to talk about and go into how do we get better at scoring shots. So for me, I would say scoring shots are going to be golf clubs that we'd be using 7-iron down through wedge. How do we manage the trajectories, the start lines, the contact, the amount of curvature that we create, and ultimately what I would say is getting our distance control correct. So we're going to dive into this. We're going to start with one of our first and our most important pieces is how can we control the contact, and what is one of our easiest ways to start by doing that. All right, so one of the issues that I think a lot of us, we hear the saying, keep your head down. I don't really like that as a saying, but I will tell you this. I think when we actually start to go into the importance of the actual level of the eyes and also the direction that the eyes are pointing, I think this can have a very, very large effect on what your golf game does. We're going to start with this. So if you're watching this video right now, I'd love you to start doing this with me. So number one, if you're a right-handed player, copy me. If you're left-handed, we're going to do the opposite. So if we take our eye line and let's say we tilt it to the left, try and make the golf club move out to the right. And what you'll find is how unnatural that feels. And vice versa, if you took your eyes, you tilted those to the right, and you try and move the club straight or even left, you'll notice how unnatural this starts to feel. So I think a lot of where our, number one, our contact issues and even our starting direction issues, where these come in, is where the actual eyes are directed for the majority of us as amateur players. Now, that's not to say that we don't see good ball strikers such as David Duval, Annika Stornstam back in the day, where they're looking out early. They've already developed a really sound neurological pattern of how to deliver the golf club to impact. Now, most of us that are probably watching this aren't playing golf on the PGA Tour or the LPGA Tour. And so this would be one of my favorite places right here that I would start. So I would say first things first, where I see a lot of contact issues and a lot of low point issues and also a lot of swing direction issues come in, I think a lot of this stems from where the player's neck is and where their eyes are tilted. So like, let's take this. I'm going to try and hit a golf ball straight, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep my neck tilted to the right. And I'm just going to make a normal swing, and I'm going to try and keep my neck tilted there and hit the golf ball. Okay, and so that right there was one of the biggest thin push slices that I've ever hit. So all of a sudden, by me changing up where my eyes are rotated, one, feels like I'm a lot more apt to hit the ground behind the golf ball. Number two, when I try and turn, I don't feel like I really have anywhere to go. And I think a lot of this is due, one, to where the eyes are, and two, how the spine is fixated. Now, if we went and we did this the opposite direction, because I think this is the more common issue that we would see out of players, if I took my eyes and I tilted them to the left, and I'm trying to make a straight golf swing, I might be able to turn pretty big, but if I keep those here on the way down and I make a swing, that one was more solid, but that was actually a pull. Now, ironically, both of these golf balls went the direction that my eyes were pointed. The first one, my eyes were pointed to the right. The golf ball went to the right. The second one, my eyes were pointed to the left. The golf ball went to the left. So what we're going to go into with this video is how do we actually drill and how do we bring awareness to where the eyes are, how to keep the head centered so that we have the ability to manage the low point, also the very simple directional movement of the golf club, so that we can start to make these golf clubs and turn them into scoring weapons. So this right here, this is a very simple training aid that I think we can use, and this is just a beanbag that we would use in a game such as cornhole right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to place this on the crown of the head, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring a lot of awareness to where the neck and where the head actually is. So one of your very first skills that I would say is right in here is actually working, what does it feel like to create a backswing, move my pressure forward, feel what impact would be, and then as I follow through, that would be the point in which the beanbag would drop off of our head as we start to look more the direction of the target. So step number one, we're going to actually just practice making back swings right here, seeing if we can keep this on our head, keep the eyes parallel to the ground or directed at the ball, and parallel to what our target line is. Backswing, impact. Okay, so that right there to me was a very straight golf ball. And again, for my feel right there, I felt like the head was very stable. Now, what you'll notice inside of this, and this is important right here, is I am not trying to keep my head down forever. This is not what we're doing. We're trying to keep the eyes parallel to the target line, directed at the golf ball, in our backswing, in our downswing as we get our pressure forward, and then from here as we follow through, this would be the point in which this would drop off the head right there, okay? So I think if we can actually get something, one, this gives us such a great relationship because it gives us an awareness to where I can feel if my head's moving up and down, backwards and forwards, if it's tilting any which direction. It really gives us a great sensation of what this actually feels like. And then I think where we move this into a part two is we'd start to say, how can we actually start to move the backswing at a higher rate of speed, yet still feeling like our shoulders and arms are traveling more around our neck? Because where I think a lot of us get in trouble, I see a lot of this to where the head might be going crazy backwards, changing its tilt. We're going all over the place. And then we see that beanbag has the ability to fall off. So that's a direct source of feedback there. Okay, so what we'll want to do is we're going to place this up on the crown of the head. And I'm going to start to I'm going to go faster than what I normally would in a backswing and see if I can maintain the level, keep my eyes directed at the ball. 1, 2. So I can feel that that is incredibly centered to where now when I go in to hit this shot, that is just one of the best feels that I think I could ever have in actually striking a golf ball. And it feels like this is something that would directly impact how I could play golf. And I also think that it's something right here that it doesn't take very long to implement. All this is doing is this is just bringing a lot more awareness to where the equilibrium is, to where our eyes are fixated, and really more than anything, learning how to move the shoulders and the arms around the neck versus moving everything in whatever direction we would normally move. But I think those relationships right there really have a lot to do with why people swing the golf club certain directions that they swing it. So my practice plan for this with players is I would have them hit 5 golf balls with the beanbag on, where they're able to keep their eyes centered. For every 5 balls that you hit one that is actually normal. And we're going to go into bringing in a target. So from here, I stay parallel to the target line in the golf ball. Now I've got my feel. I'm going to bring this down to impact once, and I'm going to let it go. And that again was just another awesome strike right there. And I think this is one of our very first keys that we need to have the ability to do to really turn a lot of our golf clubs into those scoring weapons right there. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions on this whatsoever. Feel free to leave those in the comments down below. I'll make sure I get back to each and every one of you. Thanks again for your support. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this video here. If you haven't, please click that subscribe button. You can also click the bell right there, and that's going to notify you every time that I release a new YouTube video. Also, if you haven't, check out that last video that I did. It's right here, pinned to the screen. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave those below, and I will make sure I get back to each and every one of you. So, thank you again. Appreciate your support. We'll see you next time.